So today I'm going to be discussing the art of Tantra and Tantric expansion. So how we expand ourselves within the modality of Tantra and what that means and the different stages and steps that we can go through to expand that sense of self, our sense of psychological or our psychic self. So in this whole tapestry of existence itself, which is enormous, right? There's something that's called dharana. So dharana is a fundamental practice in tantric philosophy, and it weaves this profound connection between the individual self and the and the cosmic whole. It's like the threads of a loom. So dharana, it guides us to focus our mind and directs our attention toward a singular point of concentration. So in this moment of this unified awareness, or this direct, singular, focused concentration, we glimpse the interconnected nature of our being as existence itself. Excuse me. So we picture the mind as a garden. I always like this analogy of a garden, right? Where thoughts will bloom like flowers. So dharana encourages us to nurture the chosen thought, right? The intentional thought that we carry within ourselves to expand ourselves. And it cultivates, and we're to cultivate it with a great sense of care. So as we dive into this concentrated state, the boundaries between the self and cosmos begin to blur, because everything is existing simultaneously anyways. It's just our thoughts which interfere with the deep recognition and embodiment of ourselves as a connected being with this cosmos itself. And it reveals this harmonious dance of all of these energies within and without. So it's in this dance that we perceive the interwoven threads that bind us to this this universal tapestry. I'd say like a river, right? That's flowing through all of these diverse landscapes. Tantric self-expansion through dharana invites us to explore the terrain of our consciousness. So the practice isn't about detachment, but rather a conscious engagement with the present moment itself. This means that a lot of the times our engagement is with notions of past and ideas of future. So we want to rid ourselves of these notions of past, or at least understand that these past experiences as they're occurring in the mind are occurring within the present moment, continually staying in that present moment. And as we anchor ourselves with this deeper sense of awareness, we become attuned to the interconnected rhythms of existence itself, sensing the subtle currents that unite us with this greater cosmic flow, which we are intricately woven into. So in the simplicity of this focused attention, we discover the richness of our greater inner landscape. So dharana becomes a bridge between the tangible and the intangible. It's a gateway to understanding our place in the grand design, right? So it's really this practical voyage of self-discovery, where the complexity of the mind itself meets the simplicity of a singular point of focus. Now, the singular point of focus is something that's usually given to us, or if we're going to choose it, it has to be something immense, infinite, right? We want to expand ourselves into what we are concentrating on. So this practice extends beyond the yoga mat or a meditation cushion. It permeates our daily interactions and our relationships. So through dharana, we learn to appreciate and be grateful for this interconnectedness of all things. So we recognize the shared essence that unites us with everything, right? animate, inanimate, organic, inorganic, everything. And in this shared essence, we find the roots of compassion and the branches of understanding, right? And this fosters a sense of unity within our within diversity. So a sense of unity within this diverse world. So I think as we're moving forward as tantric explorers of consciousness, we embrace dharana, right, in order to open pathways to these deeper states of self-realization. So it's a journey that transcends intellectual understanding and invites us to experience the interconnected dance of, once again, existence itself. So through focused contemplation, right, and through a developed sense of self, we thread the needle of awareness, stitching our individual self seamlessly into the vast fabric of the cosmic whole, which we have always and inescapably been an intricate aspect of. There's no breaking free of that, right? We are existence itself. So this sense of self-expansion in Tantra, it's really this deeper, profound journey. It's this voyage into the depths of one's being itself as existence. So it goes beyond the physical, and it taps into the vast reservoir of the mind. So the practice is akin to peeling away layers, unraveling intricacies that cloak our true nature. And this isn't something that's just done all at once, right? There's layers that get peeled back and that we're ready to face within ourselves, and some may take a very long time. Some of these layers can peel back immediately for ourselves. But the thing is, with this expansion and growth, it's a never-ending journey. It's a continual sense of self-expansion. So it's this continual and continuous peeling of the layers of oneself as we are ready to explore them in our own subjective and personal way. So in the tapestry of the existence, the Atman, which is considered as inner self. So the Atman is the perceiver of the mind, right? The mind is a set of conditioning. So this self-expansion from that sense of Atman is the art of losing these threads of conditioning, allowing that Atman to radiate its brilliance. So it's not just some sort of mere exploration, it's a conscious expansion. So it's an intentional conscious expansion of awareness, which breaks the barriers that confine us. So there has to be an intent, right, of this conscious expansion. So the interconnectedness of all things becomes really quite vivid in this practice. So every thought, every emotion, it resonates through that cosmic web, and it echoes the universal dance of this energy itself, right? Ourselves as an aspect of this energy. So as we delve into this self-expansion, we realize our individual journey is interwoven with the grand narrative of the cosmos itself. We can't escape that, right? Everything is occurring simultaneously. So whatever our thoughts are, our practices, our behaviors, they are occurring within this grand narrative of the cosmos itself. So this idea and intention of consciously expanding oneself means to move beyond the mind. So the narrative which we carry is in alignment with a sense of deeper truth which we have created within ourselves. So through that lens of tantric wisdom, the Atman, it's not this solitary entity, but a reflection of that cosmic consciousness itself, right? Not the conditioning of the mind, but of that cosmic consciousness itself. So this is something that we personally and subjectively experience through practices like meditation. So self-expansion, it's not a selfish pursuit, but it's this harmonious dance with the divine rhythm itself. It's recognizing that the microcosm and macrocosm are intimately linked. Remember, not the conditioning of the mind, but the sense of self which exists beyond the conditioning. So each of these things, the microcosm and the macrocosm, influence the other in this kind of cosmic choreography. Right? So practicality, it lies in the simplicity of this truth, that by expanding the self, we contribute to the expansion of the entire cosmos, right? So by expansion of the self, we contribute to the expansion of the entire cosmos. So in a world, I think, that's often clouded by complexities, right? The tantric path of self-expansion offers a clear and practical route to understanding our place in the vast tapestry of existence itself. So we embrace the interconnectedness of all things through this self-expansion. It's not merely as simple as a personal journey. It's a shared exploration that ripples through the cosmic fabric, resonating with the profound simplicity, right, of this universal existence. And in order for this to occur, it's very necessary for us to subjectively, meaning personally, having a subjective and personal experience of what it means to move beyond the mind. Because as long as we're caught within the grasp of the mind, even if we don't know we are, excuse me, we're working from a set of conditioning and conditioned responses. So moving beyond the mind is this journey that transcends conventional thoughts and perceptions and embraces the profound interconnected of existence, right? So we're sensing a theme here, right? Existence. So in Sanskrit, we have this term which is called Sat Chit Ananda. Existence, consciousness, bliss. The fundamental aspects of existence itself, foundational, right? So I'm here, I am existing, right? I am existence because I am existing. In Ayurvedic psychology, this journey involves recognizing the limitations of the chattering mind and delving into the essence of self, or Atman. That's this realm where the true nature of consciousness unfolds. Now, this doesn't mean that anything is false. It means that while we're operating under the narrative of the conditioned mind, we are going to be expressing and limiting our sense of self to that contracted conditioning. And it's very difficult to expand as long as we're conditioned, or as long as we're functioning under those principles and sets of conditioning, which have been imposed upon us by family, society, culture, all of these things, right? So in tantric philosophy, the concept of Purusha here plays a pivotal role. So Purusha is often referred to as this cosmic self or consciousness itself that embodies the interconnected thread that weaves through all of creation, right? So it calls us to move beyond the confines of the mind and to witness the cosmic dance where individual consciousness merges with the universal or the cosmic. So to move beyond the mind is to navigate the labyrinth of thoughts and emotions, right? And it's to understand that all of those things within the mind, this labyrinth of thoughts and emotions, they're transient. They're these transient waves on this vast ocean of consciousness, right? So it's this process of self-realization that aligns with the tantric perspective of recognizing the Purusha, the eternal witness, right? That's unaffected by the fluctuations of the mental realm. So by delving into these notions of this expansive sense of oneself, of this Purusha, we start to overcome the conditioning which is present within our minds. We start to recognize that conditioning. And it's in that recognition of conditioning which is the first step. It's bringing awareness to the conditioning within the mind. And it's only through bringing awareness into the picture that we can move beyond, right? Move beyond the conditioning. So practicing meditation, asana, mindfulness, right? It becomes the vessel for this transformative journey. So through these practices, we gradually disentangle ourselves from the incessant noise, right, of the mind, excuse me, and we tap into the silent wisdom of that Purusha. So this shift brings a deep sense of clarity and harmony and a profound sense of interconnectedness with all beings and the cosmos itself, right? So it's quite fascinating, right? In the tapestry of this existence, moving beyond the mind is an exploration of our essential nature. It's the foundation here. This is what we're talking about. This is just the foundational approach, right? There's much deeper things to go into than what I'm discussing here. This is just foundation. So we transcend the egoic self to embrace the unity that underlies the diversity. So it's a journey that echoes the philosophy of Sarkar's neo-humanism, right? It emphasized not just this individual growth, but a collective awakening to the interconnected dance of life, of existence. So as we dissolve the boundaries of the mind, we align with the cosmic rhythm. That's the only other place to go, right? Our true nature, what we have always been, that's been masked by the conditioning. And we realize our inseparable connection to the vast web of existence, right? So another thing to look at with this are approaching the gunas. So I'll discuss what those are here. So in Ayurveda, the gunas, they play this pivotal role in understanding the fabric of existence. So these inherent qualities are sattva, rajas, and tamas. So sattva, rajas, tamas. So these shape the tapestry of our thoughts, actions, and emotions. So the sattva, it radiates this purity and harmony. Rajas embodies passion, activity, movement. And tamas holds the essence of inertia or darkness, lethargy. So to truly expand into the infinite, we have to transcend the confines of these gunas. So imagine life like a river, right? Sattva keeps its waters crystal clear. Raja stirs the currents, and tamas settles them. So, yeah, in the river's true essence, it lies beyond these fluctuations, right? That's our nature. We lay beyond those fluctuations or those tendencies. So living beyond the gunas involves recognizing their influence without being entangled. So it's embracing clarity without attachment, engaging in activity without being consumed by passion, and experiencing stillness without succumbing to inertia, right? So this transcendence allows us to connect with the infinite, where the interconnectedness of all things becomes palpable. So picture the interconnected web of existence. So just close your eyes and intuitively sense or feel that. So each thread is a manifestation of the universal energy. So to expand into the infinite, we really have to navigate this web with mindfulness, acknowledging the interplay of sattva, rajas, and tamas in ourselves and in others, in all things. So in practical terms, it means cultivating moments of stillness amidst life's activities, infusing passion with purpose, and bringing clarity to our thoughts and intentions. And by doing so, we navigate the currents of existence with grace, right? And we contribute to the collective tapestry in a way that honors the interconnectedness of all beings. A lot of this may sound very idealistic, but most of us get caught in past events and past thoughts and past feelings. And we know this when similar feelings keep arising within ourselves all the time. And when this happens, if we recognize these feelings that are coming up, we have to know that part of our beliefs, part of our being is attached to our past experiences, right? I'm not saying this is good or bad, but if we want to progress, we need to move beyond these things. And one good activity, which I've learned recently, just to add to this whole thing, is recognizing these patterns of behaviors from the past. Absolutely, sure. But envisioning a sense of self in the future and allow that to pull us into it. So this doesn't become just some sort of an idealistic play where we're tricking ourselves into believing we're something or not, we're not, right? But we can't allow these kinds of limitations of expressions and thoughts and words to really hold us back from what we truly are, which is beyond thought, beyond the mind, right? But we need to put ourselves in this sattvic state, in that state of purity, in order to move beyond that sense of mind. So living beyond the gunas, right, or beyond the mind, is a journey of self-discovery where simplicity and profoundness, they coexist. So it's about realizing that our essence, right, our true essence transcends the fluctuations of these qualities. And in doing so, we align ourselves with the boundless, interconnected flow of that existence. And whatever we're placing our mind is what we are, right? So how, if we experience ourselves as the interconnected flow of existence itself, we are that interconnected flow of existence itself in that moment, right? Now, even when we're in lower states of thoughts within our mind, we are still that interconnected flow of existence. It's just that our conditioning has created obstacles where we forget that we are that interconnected flow of existence itself. And instead, we side with the conditioning which is in us. And we do this reflexively. It's not even an intentional event which occurs within us. It's just reflexive. We want to step out of these reflexive tendencies. So in the tapestry of our existence, the gunas weave their threads through everything, right? And they guide us through the realm of tamas, rajas, and sattva. So tamas is the inertia that holds us in the shadows of this lethargy and ignorance. So to transcend this, we have to gently stir the dormant waters within ourselves, awakening the force of rajas. So we have to move from tamas to rajas, and then from rajas to sattva. Right? We have to move through these stages. If we're in a tamasic state, we have to have, and we're lethargic, we need to have some motion or movement in order to move, right? There has to be some sort of movement. And through that movement, then we can go into a more sattvic state. So rajas here propels us into action, but it dances on the edge, and sometimes it gets entangled in chaos, right? And we can see that through our society and reflection of our society. But through this mindful engagement and disciplined effort, we navigate this current. So as the dust settles here, a serene clarity emerges within this, and that is the realm of sattva. So sattva is the essence of purity and harmony. So it invites us to witness that interconnected dance of life. So in this, we untangle ourselves from the binds of ego, or we begin to, right? This is something that continually unravels. This is a lifelong journey and venture for individuals going through this. Just because we're taking part in these sort of practices doesn't mean that we're free from the grips of all of these, this sense of conditioning within ourselves. But applying ourselves means that we are progressing, and we are moving, and we are doing something. We're taking action, right? We have new behaviors, we have new actions, and we are moving ourselves. We're progressing ourselves in an intentionally conscious direction. And with this, we realize our unity with that cosmic rhythm. So it's a journey, it's a progression, right? From darkness to dynamism, and culminating in the luminosity of our sense of pure being. So in traversing these gunas, right, tamas, rajas, and sattva, we find that they're not isolated states, but interconnected waves. So tamas retreats as rajas surges, and within sattva, the echoes of both resonate, right? So I'll say that again. Tamas retreats as rajas surges, right? So tamas moves back and rajas comes forward. And then as we move beyond that rajas into sattva, the echoes of both resonate there within. So recognizing this interplay, we become maestros, orchestrating the symphony of our own evolution, right? We become masters of our own domain here, right? we lead ourselves consciously and intentionally. And like I said, this will always shift and grow and progress. Right? This is this idea, this notion of tantric self-expansion. Self-expansion just doesn't stop, right? It's not that, oh, I do these practices and that's it. No, it's a continual effort, right? We have to keep moving, keep practicing, keep doing things, continually expanding ourselves. And as we move through tamas, rajas, and sattva, we can't forget the profound interconnectedness that's inherent in this cosmic progression. So it mirrors the dance of seasons here, the ebb and flow of tides, and the breath that unites all living beings here. So embracing this understanding, we transcend the gunas, realizing our inherent oneness with that cosmic or universal flow. So beyond the threads of the gunas, right? This also means beyond the mind. If we're going beyond gunas, then we're going beyond the mind, right? Because the mind exists within tamas, rajas, and sattva. To go beyond those, it means to go beyond the mind. And it's within this, there's a realm and this dance of interconnectedness that truly unfolds. So as we transcend the realms of that tamas, rajas, and sattva, we step into the embrace of the infinite. So here, the boundaries that separate us dissipate, and the symphony of interdependence resonates with this sublime harmony. Not independence, right? Interdependence. So picture the gunas like colors on a canvas. Tamas is the dark hues of inertia. Rajas are the, say, vibrant strokes of passion that are involved in this. And sattva, the serene shades of this purity. But when we ascend beyond these limited palettes, we enter a space where colors merge and distinctions blur. So in the infinite interconnectedness, that reigns supreme in here, right? That infinite interconnectedness. So it's a recognition that every thought, action, and breath ripples through the fabric of existence, right? Because it's an aspect of existence, right? You are here. This means you exist. This means that you are within existence, right? This is very simple, but because you're an aspect of existence, you influence the entire cosmic tapestry. Just as a single drop creates ripples that touch the furthest shores, right? Or we could say the butterfly effect, right? It's no different. Our choices reverberate through the interconnected web of life itself. Like imagine a tree. It's standing really tall, right? And its roots, they're deeply rooted in the soil. So its branches extend, reaching out to the sky, and its roots intertwine with the earth. So similarly, as we move beyond the gunas, our awareness expands, and we realize our roots in the universal consciousness. Our actions become branches touching the lives of others, and our interconnectedness becomes the very essence of our being itself. So to embrace the infinite is to understand that the breath we take is shared with the winds that caress distant mountains, right? That the laughter we share echoes into cosmic laughter of the entire cosmos. So it's this really profound shift from individuality to universality, from separateness to interconnectedness. So in this expansive realm, the divisions of you and I dissolve, right? And they dissolve into the oneness of we, right? As one entity. And we apply that to everything we can possibly think of, right? Intuitively, we let go of that sense of I and you and allow it to dissolve into this cosmic we. And so the recognition of this interconnected existence becomes the sense of guiding light, right? So it illuminates our path towards this collective well-being. So the journey beyond the gunas is a pilgrimage into the heart of unity, where the dance of interconnectedness is the rhythm of life itself. So as we really traverse this kind of, you could say, a sacred place, right, that we subjectively experience, we have to really tread lightly, because every step is a communion with the cosmos. So in the realm of the infinite, where interconnectedness really reigns supreme here, our essence merges with the grandeur of existence. We become like threads woven intricately into the cosmic fabric of oneness, right? Or isness, existence. And this is all just a mental process. We are already these things. We are already intricately woven into the fabric of oneness and existence, and we are existence, and all of these things. It's just that the conditioning of the mind pulls us into a direction of independence rather than interdependence. It pulls us into a realm of separation rather than interconnectedness. So it's the mind, right, that's this complex tapestry woven through experiences. It's intricately shaped by the threads of this conditioning. So it's like a river, right, that sculpts the landscape over time. Our thoughts and beliefs are molded by the currents of our upbringing, our culture, our family, societal norms, right, educative norms, all of these things, right, that occur. So to navigate the waters of this self-realization, we have to really set out on this journey of recognition here. So acknowledging the influence of conditioning is the very first step towards this sense of liberation. So imagine the mind as a garden again, where seeds of conditioning are planted. So some intentional, others, and a lot of them unintentional. So these seeds sprout into thoughts, emotions, behaviors, right? And they form the landscape of our mental and emotional terrain. So to transcend this, we have to become an astute gardener, right? Observing the roots of each thought and discerning the source. This is difficult to do, but as we start out, every time we do it, we teach ourselves how to keep doing it. So in the realm of interconnected existence, recognizing conditioning, it becomes a profound act of self-awareness. It's understanding that the threads tying us to certain beliefs aren't isolated, but woven into the collective fabric of humanity itself. So by unraveling these threads, we not only free ourselves, but we contribute to the evolution of collective consciousness. So the practicality here lies in mindfulness. It's a conscious pause to examine the origin of our reactions. So when we question why we think a certain way or react in a particular manner, we unravel the layers of conditioning. This doesn't mean we point fingers at others and have them do that, but there's this awareness that shines forth, and it's simple, right? It's a potent catalyst for this sense of transformation. So in the journey towards this mental emancipation, this simplicity becomes it's our North Star, right? It's our guiding star. Just as the moon reflects the sun's brilliance in a straightforward manner, right? It doesn't think about it, right? Our minds can radiate clarity when freed from the entanglements of this conditioned thinking. So this simplicity is not a reduction, but an elevation. It's an elevation to a state where the interconnectedness of all things becomes incredibly apparent, right? So in recognizing this conditioning, we step into the river of interconnected existence, understanding that our liberation is interwoven with the liberation of others. So each ripple of awareness contributes to the vast ocean of collective awakening. So each ripple of awareness needs to be celebrated within ourselves and within others. And so it's this recognition, this simplicity, right, that the mind transcends its conditioned boundaries and embraces the expansive truth of this interconnected existence, right? And from this stage, we look at this sense of this cosmic mind and what that is. So this cosmic mind from a tantric perspective is the boundless reservoir of this universal consciousness that interconnects all aspects of existence. So not in a philosophical manner or term, but in the sense of a concrete reality, right? Concrete subjective reality. So it's the tapestry where the individual minds, like threads, right? They weave together in a dance of interconnectedness. And we can see that everything is absolutely interconnected. There is no sense of real independence, right? It's interdependence. Like we need the air to breathe. We need the atmosphere. We need the space, the sun, our galaxy, the cosmos. All of this is an interconnected necessity for it all to be taking part. So each individual expression is totally interdependent on the other, right? And it creates this expansive realm, right, where the boundaries between self and the cosmos blur. And it reveals this profound unity. And while we're functioning from this state of this profound unity, which we subjectively or personally develop within ourselves, our decision-making process and our emotional lives and our internal landscape shifts to be more equanimous, right? Calm in the face of adversity. So entering the space of the cosmic mind involves a journey within and transcends the limitations of the ego. Ego is still necessary, right? It's the individual self. That's what this is. And it embraces the vastness of the collective consciousness. So the tantric practices here, they serve as the gateway, guiding us through the layers of our individual psyche to reach the cosmic tapestry beyond the individual psyche. So through meditation, asanas, spiritual contemplation, spiritual reading, kirtana, engaging ourselves with like-minded individuals, we dissolve the veils of separation. So the breath becomes a bridge, connecting the microcosm of our being to the macrocosm of the universe, or the cosmos, or the infinite. So each inhale draws in the essence of the cosmos, and each exhale releases the individual self into the expansive oneness. So the tantric path, it emphasizes the awakening of, they could say, the kundalini, right? So this is the dormant cosmic energy coiled within ourselves. As this energy ascends through the chakras, right, it aligns our consciousness with the universal flow. So the more our awareness is aligned with that universal flow outside of the preset conditioning which lay within ourselves, the practitioner becomes a channel, harmonizing with the cosmic vibrations that resonate throughout creation, right? No longer just subject to their own constricted sense of self. They feel expansive. The decision-making processes are different. Discernment shifts. So we could see that this is really called the dance of Shiva and Shakti. So it's the dynamic interplay of cosmic forces. It comes to life. So Shiva here, what that means, Shiva represents this pure consciousness, and it merges with Shakti, which is the creative energy that propels the cosmos. So this union symbolizes the inseparable connection between stillness and movement, form and formless, right? It's a reflection of the interconnected dance within the cosmic mind. So to enter this, you could say, a sacred space, it's to transcend the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary, right? It's a journey of realization, recognizing that the essence of our being is intricately woven into the fabric of the cosmos. So in this realization, the boundaries of self begin to dissolve, right? And a profound sense of unity emerges. So it's this unity that extends beyond the individual to encompass all of existence. And this is a process, and it's different from individual to individual. And like I mentioned earlier, it's these layers of oneself begin to peel away. Every time we recognize and we embody and we have the realization, like the inspiring thought, feeling of this sense of expansion, a layer peels away. of our conditioning, right? We don't always know what that layer is. So as we navigate the tantric path to the cosmic mind, we have to remember that in this interconnected tapestry, every thought, action, and emotion ripples through the entire web of existence itself. So the journey is not only personal, but it's a contribution to the harmonious symphony of the cosmos. So it's a reminder that in understanding ourselves, we touch the essence of all things, right? So in this enormous tapestry of existence, every single moment unfolds as a symphony of interconnected threads. So one moment unfolding in your mind, in your body, somebody else's mind, some flower blooming across the cosmos. All of these are occurring in the same instant, right? Every moment of now is occurring everywhere at once. So picture the cosmos as this kind of living organism. So each entity is like a vital cell pulsating from within it. So from the distant galaxies to the tiniest atom, they all dance together in harmonious unity, right? All of it. It's this cosmic dance where it's all functioning together. So like consider a breath. It's simple, right? But it's a very profound act. So as you inhale, you draw in the very essence that sustains life, shared by every being in this cosmic orchestra. So the exhale releases a gift, right? Intertwining with the breath of others. So in this exchange, a profound connection is woven, transcending the boundaries of individuality. So zoom into the intricate dance of ecosystems on our planet too. So the trees, rivers, creatures, animals, everything, they seamlessly collaborate, each playing a role essential for the balance of the whole. So it's like this symbiotic dance where flora exhales with fauna and what fauna inhales, right? It's this perpetual rhythm sustaining this circle of life. As human beings, we interfere with this process because of our own mental conditioning, right? It's this sense of our independent individual selves. When we function from the sense of this developed or cultivated interdependence and interconnectedness, we flow with life rather than fight with our minds. So as individuals, we're like microcosms within the grand design. So each thought, action, and emotion resonates through the cosmic web, and it echoes far beyond the immediate surroundings, just like a ripple in a pond, right? It expands. Our choices send vibrations through the interconnected fabric of existence. And then the tapestry of time, there is no past or future. All threads converge in the eternal now, right? Your actions, thoughts, and essence aren't isolated occurrences, but integral parts of the cosmic moment. So it's a realization that in every heartbeat, the universe echoes, and in every thought, galaxies collide, right? So to embrace this interconnectedness is to recognize the profound responsibility and privilege of existence. It's an invitation to navigate life with reverence, acknowledging the shared breath of the cosmos. So as you move through the moments, just remember, your journey is intertwined with the dance of stars, with the whispers of the winds and the pulse of every living being. So in this kind of understanding, find the beauty of unity, like the simplicity in complexity and the extraordinary in the ordinary. Right? So in this vast landscape of our consciousness, right, the mind plays quite the pivotal role. It's a subtle force that often acts as the veil separating our individual existence from the boundless expanse of the cosmic mind. So it's within the intricate patterns of our thoughts that we find the threads that tie us to the limitations of our egoic identity. This is the point of of tantric expansion, to move beyond those threads which tie us to the limitations of our egoic identity. So as we embark on the journey of this self-awareness, the recognition of this mental interference, it becomes a key turning point. It's akin to realizing that a misty fog obscures the view of a breathtaking sunrise, right? So the mind, in its ceaseless chatter and conditioned responses, veils the brilliance of our true nature, and it obscures the profound connection to that cosmic mind, which we are all welcome to. We're already in, right? We're already that cosmic mind. So in the stillness of this self-reflection and mindfulness, we can witness the subtle dance of thoughts and emotions. We can see them arise, and the more we practice watching them come and go, the more we realize that we are the observer to those, and that observer is that cosmic mind, right? It's not the mind, which is the set of conditioning. It's the observer of the conditioning. So this awareness serves as a lantern, cutting through the fog of mental constructs. As the recognition deepens, a profound clarity it will emerge, right? It's this clarity that transcends the confines of the individual mind. So in this realization, we understand that the mind, though a powerful instrument, is not the essence of who we are. It's a tool, right? It's a tool for the self to express through. It's a vessel through which the cosmic mind expresses itself in unique and diverse ways. So the awareness of this truth unravels the illusion of separateness and unveils the interconnectedness that weaves through the fabric of existence. So as the individual recognizes the mind's tendency to create boundaries, a transformative shift occurs here. The egoic self begins to dissolve, and it gives way to the recognition that we aren't separate from the infinite, but rather an integral part of its cosmic dance. So the barriers crumble, right? And a deep sense of unity with all things begins to blossom. An interconnectedness that extends beyond the limits of time and space is experienced, right? It begins to be your existence. So in this profound understanding, the individual becomes a conscious participant in the cosmic symphony. We begin to become attuned to the rhythm of the infinite, right? And we begin to follow our joy, our bliss, our calling. So the mind, which was once a hindrance, transforms into a harmonious instrument, resonating with the cosmic vibrations that pulse through every atom of our being. So I think we should embrace this journey of the self-discovery and peel away the layers of mental interference and bask in the radiant clarity, right, that comes with the individual when the individual merges fully with the cosmic mind. So it's this awakening to the eternal truth of our interconnected existence. And in the realm of our individual minds, we often find ourselves entangled in the intricate web of thoughts, desires, and this constant chatter, right, that I mentioned above, that defines our mental landscapes, right? This chatter and incessant talk within our minds, it defines this mental landscape, our emotional landscape, and therefore our behaviors, and therefore our expressions, and therefore the situations and our life and our events. So this self-imposed cocoon can obscure the profound truth that lies beyond its confines. So as long as we remain confined within the limitations of the individual mind, the vastness of the cosmic mind eludes our recognition. It's akin to being immersed in a narrow stream while oblivious to the boundless ocean that awaits our exploration. So the individual mind, with its tendencies to identify with fleeting thoughts and egoic notions, becomes a veil that separates us from the grand tapestry of cosmic interconnectedness. It also separates us from the interconnectedness of our relationships in our lives, right? So the journey to realizing our oneness with the cosmic mind begins when we transcend the limitations of the individual mind, or we begin this journey of it anyways, right? It's a transformative shift. It's a conscious expansion beyond the habitual confines of personal thought and identities. So in this space beyond mind, there's a profound shift in perception, and one that begins to identify not as a separate entity, but as an integral part of the cosmic whole, right? And we can say, oh, I already have that. Well, we need to develop it through habit, through behavior, through, awareness. And this shift in awareness leads to a realization that we are not merely a drop in the ocean, but we are the ocean itself. So the individual I dissolves, and in its place emerges the recognition of it, right? The cosmic infinite itself. It's a state where the boundaries between self and cosmos blur, and a deep understanding of interconnected existence unfolds. So in embracing this profound shift, we become conduits for this cosmic wisdom. So the interconnectedness of all things becomes, it's not just a concept, but it becomes a lived experience. The dance of life is no longer a solo performance. It's a harmonious ensemble where every thought, action, and being resonates with the rhythm of the cosmic infinite dance. So we venture, right, beyond the confines of our individual minds, transcending the limitations that bind us to the illusions of separateness. And in doing so, we open ourselves to the boundless expanse of the cosmic mind, recognizing our true nature as an inseparable part of the intricate tapestry of existence. So with this, I'd say practice the art of Tantra and move at your own pace, whatever that may be, into that cosmic mind. Namaskar.